Good morning, viewers. Welcome to our today's lesson, mathematics lesson. Today we are going to look at hire purchase price. Before we start, my name is Teacher Priscilla, and I'm going to take you through hire purchase price. Before anything else, we are going to look at the terms that are used or the terms that are related with hire purchase price. Number one, we have what we have the word hire purchase itself. So hire purchase is a way of buying things, or a way of buying goods by paying them over a period of time. That's what we call hire purchase. So for example, you want to buy something, but you're not able to pay all the amount of money at the required time. So you agree with the seller or you agree with the trader that you're going to pay for that particular item over a period of time, according to what you're going to agree with that person who is selling to you. Then we have what we call the marked price. So the marked price is the original price. Before any deduction or before a good is sold, we have the marked price. So this marked price is always 100%. There's no alteration that has been done on the marked price or on that price. It is the original price. Then number three, we have the cash price. Cash price is the amount paid on cash. In most cases, it is discounted. So there is a reduction that one is given on the marked price. So from the marked price, you are given a discount. So this amount that we call the marked price here is discounted. You pay on cash, so you buy it on what we call cash price. So we have the marked price, the cash price, and the hire purchase. The hire purchase is always above the marked price and the cash price. Hi, we go back to our subtopic today, which is hire purchase. Hire purchase all goes together with other terms, which include, number one, we have the deposit or the deposit. So once you agree to buy, or once the trader agrees to sell to a buyer on hire purchase terms, there's that amount of money that a buyer pays first. It is also called the down payment. The money that you pay first, that's what we call the deposit. Though some traders may not even ask for this deposit. So this deposit, you also call it the down payment. The amount of money that you pay first after now you have agreed with the trader. Then after that, we have another term that we call the monthly installment. When it comes to monthly installment, this is the money agreed to be paid per month. In most cases, hire purchase, a person pays after every month. There's an amount of money that you're supposed to give after every month. So that money that you give every month, that's what we call the monthly installment. So it depends with the amount that you have agreed with the person who is selling the item to you. Then we have the duration that you're supposed to take. You have a duration that you're supposed to take to pay the agreed amount. So we have the number of months. the number of months, that is the duration you take to pay the money. So and we have said that it is counted in months. After that, we have what we call the total monthly installment. Total monthly installment. Now, when you come to the total monthly installment, every month there's a certain amount of money that you pay. And then you have the number of months. Let's say maybe from January to September. Those are 9 months. So the amount of money that you pay per month times the number of months, we get the total monthly installment. So total monthly installment, it's the total amount paid by the end of the agreed number of months. So these are some of the terms. We call them the mathematical terms, or we call them the maths terms that we are going to come across when we are doing hire purchase. Now, with that, we have understood what we mean by all those words. Those are the words that we are going to come across when you are doing our calculations and when you are going to, as we go through our topic today. Now, from there, we are going to look at the formulas related to hire purchase price. Number one, we have what we call, for me to get the hire purchase, price, I'm going to take the total monthly installment plus the deposit. So total monthly installment plus the deposit, you get the hire purchase price. After that, you can be told to calculate the deposit. To get the deposit, so we say that deposit is equals to the hire purchase minus the total monthly installments. So for us to, when we were getting the hire purchase, we took the deposit and then we added the total monthly installments. That means when we are getting the deposit, it's now because this one we had gotten from the total of, from adding up the total monthly installments and the deposit, you just subtract now to get the deposit. And then we can be able to calculate the total monthly installment. Total monthly installment for us to get the total monthly installment, as we said earlier, it is the number of months times what you pay per month. So it is the monthly installment, that is the amount you pay per month times the number of months. So you get your total monthly installment. So to get that total monthly installment, you can get it by getting the monthly installment times the number of months, or else you can take the hire purchase. You can take the hire purchase, you subtract the deposit. You're still going to get the same answer, because for us to get the hire purchase here, previously we said you take the total monthly installment plus the deposit. That means you can still get the you can get the monthly installments by taking the hire purchase minus the deposit. You're still going to get the same answer. Then we have what we call the monthly installment. The monthly installment. we have the monthly installment. For me to get the amount that a person pays per month, what am I supposed to do? You take the hire purchase minus the deposit, divide by the number of months. So you take the hire purchase minus the deposit. The answer you get, you divide by the number of months. Yeah, with that now you'll have gotten the monthly installment, or the amount that this person paid per month. So this is one way of getting the monthly installment. When you use this statement that we wrote here, to get the monthly installment, you can take them. You can also come and say, this is another option of doing it. If, for example, I have my total monthly installments and I have the number of months and I'm looking for the monthly installment, I'll come and say that the monthly installment will be equivalent to the total installment divided by the number of months. The number of months. So we'll still get the same answer. And lastly, we have the number of months. How do we calculate the duration taken to pay the agreed amount? The number of months. For us to get the number of months, we take the hire purchase. There are two ways of doing this thing. We take the hire purchase minus the deposit, divide by the monthly installment. So number of months, we take the hire purchase minus the deposit. Then the answer that you're going to take to get, we divide by the monthly installment, the amount of money paid per month. Very good. Using this statement that is here, we can still get the number of months, whereby we take the total installment, or the total monthly installment, we divide by the monthly installment. So, or we take the total monthly installment, you divide by the monthly installment. So those are the formulas that we're going to use when we are calculating the hire purchase price. I hope that we have understood, and we are going to be able to carry out our calculations well. Hire purchase, I know it's not very new to most of us because we did it in class 7. So before we go to some calculations and some examples, let us look at KCP analysis to see how the hire purchase has been tested in some years back as we prepare for our exams. As I said earlier, hire purchase is a topic that is highly tested in KCP. For your information, since 1984, this subtopic or this topic has been tested in all the years apart from 2016 and 2018. So you can imagine how important this topic is for us to understand it. if we look at the last 10 years, in 2010, in 2010, they tested hire purchase in question number 31, and the question was about deposit. They tested on deposit. Then in 2011, we had that question in question number 45. They were asking the difference between the hire purchase price and the cash price. So I explained the meaning of the cash price and how we get it, and then we have the hire purchase. So they wanted the difference between the hire purchase and the cash price. And remember, the hire purchase is always higher than the marked price and the cash price. Then in 2012, in question number 45, they asked the number of months. In our formulas there, we have discussed the formula on how to get the number of months. 2013, question number 35, was about deposits. You can see deposit there has been repeated in 2013. In 2014, in question number 14, they asked the cash price. In 2015, that is in question number 16, they also asked the difference between the hire purchase and the cash price, the same as 2011. In 2016, we didn't have any question about hire purchase, Then 2017, question number 33, they asked the difference between the hire purchase and the cash price. Then in in 2018, they didn't test hire purchase. And then lastly, last year, in question 40, they asked about the hire purchase, whereby they were asking about the amount paid. And in that question, one was supposed to get the hire purchase. So in 2020, we are predicting that we'll still get a question on hire purchase, in which, because we're going to be ready, we'll be able to calculate, and it will just be a walkover when we come to that question. So let us now look at some examples. We see how to handle some questions related to hire purchase. Examples. So here we are going to, number one, before we handle these questions, as a learner or as a pupil, number one, you're supposed to read the question well before answering, before attempting a question. Read the question. And in most cases, because for the hire purchase, when you come to questions involving money, they tend to bring very long sentences or very long statements that most of the pupils, they get bored. They assume that it is a difficult question, and they fail to read the question. So what is required of us? We read the statement first. They read the statement first, and then after we read the statement, and then after that, let us try to break down. We try to break down so that at least we can get to understand it before we calculate. So our first example, we have an example, number one. Anne bought a microwave. Anne bought a microwave on a hire purchase price. She paid 4,700 as deposit. There was 7 equal monthly installments of 1,200 shillings each. What was the hire purchase price of the microwave? Very good. So the first thing I've said, you read it, you read the statement or whatever you have been given. And then number two, try to break down. Try and break down in form of sentences. Read a sentence after the other and write down what they have given you. We start with the first sentence. Anne bought a microwave on hire purchase terms. So in our minds, we know that this person bought it on hire purchase terms. She paid 4,700 as deposit. So we start writing. He bought it on hire purchase terms, and then he paid a deposit. He paid a deposit of 4,700 shillings. There were 7 equal monthly installments. So the number of months there, the number of months was 7, and there were equal monthly installments of 1,200 shillings each. So the 1,200 shillings, this was the what? The monthly installment. So we have written down what they have given us. Then the question was, what was the hire purchase of the microwave? We go back here. We are looking for the hire purchase. They have given us the deposit. We have the number of months, and you have the monthly installment. For me to get the hire purchase, price, we say that we take the number of months, we take the deposit, plus the total monthly installment. The deposit plus the total monthly installment. So we start by calculating the total monthly installment, because you only have them. You have the months and you have the monthly installment. So we calculate the total monthly installment. So total monthly installment, total monthly installment, total monthly installment. So we can remove this first. So let's go backward a bit. Sorry for that. So we are told that this person paid a deposit of 4,700 in a duration of 7 months, and each installment was 1,200. So let's start by getting the total monthly installment. Total monthly installment, whereby we're supposed to take the number of months times the monthly installment. So that is 1,200 times 7. So we are in class 8, we know how to calculate. This is 7 and this is 12. 7 times 12 is 84. And then we put the 2 zeros. We get 8,400. Now the 8,400 was the total monthly installment. We go to hire purchase. The question wanted us to get the hire purchase. So to get the hire purchase, we take now the deposit. We add the total monthly installment. So that means I'm going to take the 4,700 plus 8,400. 4,700 plus 8,400. I add here, I get a 0. 0, 7 plus 4 is 11. I write 1, I carry 1. 9, 13. So our hire purchase is going to be 13,100. So meaning that person, that is Anne, bought that microwave at 13,100. So that is example 1. We look at example 2, another example. Example 2. Example 2, the marked price of a TV set is 33,600. Jane bought it on hire purchase terms. He paid a deposit of 25% of the marked price, and the rest in 8 equal monthly installments. Each installment was 10% of the marked price. How much more did he pay than the marked price? Very good. We start with the first statement or the first sentence. We are told that the marked price of a TV set is 33,600. The marked price was 33,600. That was the marked price. Jane bought it on hire purchase terms. He paid a deposit of, so the deposit was 25% of the marked price. So when they say that it is 25% of the marked price, your work is just write 25% of the marked price. Here you write the amount that represent the marked price, and the amount that represents the marked price is 33,600. So it is 25% of 33,600. We know how to calculate this, so we get the deposit, the real, the amount representing the deposit. It's going to be 25 over 100 of, is the same as multiplication of 33,600. Then we simplify here. We take 336 times 25. We get 30, carry 3. This is 15 plus 3, we get 18. Carry 1, 15 again, 16. Then 2 times 6, 12. Carry 1, 6, 7. And then 6. Then what we get, we add. Zero, 10, carry 1, 14, carry 1, 8. 8,400. Now this 8,400 was the deposit. We continue with our question. Then the statement continues and to say that the rest is paid in 8 equal monthly installments. So we have the number of months. Number of months. 8 equal monthly installments. So meaning he paid them for 8 months, and then each installment was 10% of the marked price. We come to the monthly installment. Monthly installment. The monthly installment was 10% of the marked price. Again, we go back to like what we have done here. It was 25% of this. So we take 10% of the marked price. The marked price was 33,600, like that. And so we calculate here to get the monthly installment. It's going to be 10 over 100 times 33,600, like that. So we cancel. We are multiplied by powers of 10. So this is 336 times 10. We get 3360. That is 3,360. Now this was the total monthly installment. Sorry, this was the monthly installment, not the total monthly installment. Then from there, we have the number of months, we have the monthly installment. It means now you can be able to calculate now the total monthly installment. So we get the total monthly installment. And to get the total monthly installment, you're supposed to take the number of months times the monthly installment. So we take the months, the number of months times the monthly installment. The number of months, there were 8. Then the monthly installment, each installment was 3,360. So 3,360 times 8. We get 0, 48, we carry 4. This is 24. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus 4, we get 20, 28. Carry 2. 3 times 8, 24 again. Plus 2, we get 26. So we get 26,880. 26,880 is the total monthly installment. So we look for our hire purchase. So we know the formula of getting hire purchase when we have the deposit and the total monthly installment. We take the deposit, we add to the total monthly installment. So the deposit is here. It was 8,400, and then you have gotten our total monthly installment, which is 26,880. So 26,880 you add to 8,400. Eight plus 4 is 12. I carry 1. Remember to circle the carried figure so that you can remember to add. Then 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 8, we get 15. I write 5. I carry 1 again. 1 plus 2 is 3. So our hire purchase, or our hire purchase price is 35,280. Now from there, now we can be able to look at our question. The question was, how much more did he pay than the marked price? How much more was the hire purchase compared to the marked price? We come and get the difference now. So we take the hire purchase, which is 35,280. We subtract the marked price, which is 33,600. 33,600. We get a 0. 8 minus 0 is 8. 2 minus 6, we borrow 1 from 5. We remain with 4. That one is in the groups of, we bring it here, we have 12 now. 12 minus 6, we get 6. 4 minus 3, 1. And then 3 minus 3 is a 0. So we have 1,680. Now the 1,180 now is the difference between the hire purchase and the marked price. So it means that that person, well, the person who bought it on hire purchase price paid 1,680 above the marked price. So remember we said that the hire purchase price is always higher than, the marked price. So that person paid 1,680 more than the marked price. Very good. We look at another example. I hope you're enjoying and you can be able to follow and flow with us. Number 3, we look at example 3. That was example 2. We look at example 3. Example 3. I want to read the question. The cash price of an item was 30,000. Andrew bought it on hire purchase terms, which was 25% more than the cash price. He paid equal monthly installments of 2,400 shillings each every month for 1 year. How much deposit did he pay? Let's do this together. The cash price, so here we are talking of the cash price. The cash price is 30,000. Andrew bought it on hire purchase terms, which was 25% more than the cash price. So we have the hire purchase. And we have been told that the hire purchase is 25% more. 25% more. So here we have another term, more. It is 25% more than the cash price. So in our case here, we are comparing the cash price and the hire purchase. So we are going to assume that our cash price here is 100% because we are comparing the two. If the hire purchase is 25% more than the cash price, it means that it is 25% above the cash price. It means that you are going to take the 100 plus 25, we get 125%. So if the cash price is 100%, the hire purchase is 125%. So we know the value of our 100%. It is 30,000. Now we are looking for the value of 125%. So that now we can be able to get the amount that this person paid on hire purchase. So we come and say 100%. We use cross multiplication. I'm sure you have learned how to use that. We learned that in class 4. 100% is equivalent to 30,000. What about 125%? We come and cross multiply. It's going to be 125 times 30,000. I divide by 100. So I divided by 100, by 100, 1, by 100, 300. So I take 125 times 300. 125 times 300. Or 0015. Carry 1. This is 6, 7. And then 3. We get 37,500. Now that 7,500, this is the amount for the hire purchase. The hire purchase price was now 37,500. Higher. We continue with our question. He paid equal monthly installment of 2,400. The monthly installment was 2,400. Equal monthly installment of 2,400 every month for 1 year. So here we have the number of months. Oh, sorry. This one, let me write. I don't want to confuse anyone. This is monthly installment. The monthly installment was 2,000. Monthly installment was 2,400. And then we are told that he paid this for 1 year. So number of months. Number of months. An year has 12 months. So the number of months was 12. The number of months was 12. So he paid the 2,400 for 12 months. Now we continue with our question. He paid, then we're told that how much, so the question is how much deposit did he pay? This is easy. We have the monthly installment here. We have the number of months. So our next step is to get the total monthly installment. The total monthly installment. And we know for us to get the total monthly installment, we take the monthly installment, we multiply by the number of months. So the monthly installment times the number of months. So the monthly installment was 2,400. So you take 2,400 multiply by the number of months. A year has 12 months, so times 12. We continue here. So we calculate now to see how much did this person pay by the end of the 12 months. So 2,400 times 12 times 12. This is 0084. We get a 004. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. The answer we get here, we add 8 plus 0 is 8. We get 8. We get 2. So the total monthly installment was 28,800. So what is the question? The question is, how much did he pay as the deposit, or how much deposit did he pay? We have our hire purchase here. And then now we have this one, which is the total monthly installment. To get the deposit, you take the hire purchase minus the total monthly installment. I hope you are with me. The hire purchase is 37,500. 37,500. We subtract, or we take away the total monthly installment, which was 28,800. We get a 0, 0. 5 minus 8, impossible. We borrow 1 from 7, we remain with 6. We bring it here, we have 15 now. 15 take away 8 is 7. 6 minus 8, it is impossible. We borrow 1 from 3. We remain with 2. I have a 16 now. 16 minus 8 is 8. 2 minus 2 is 0. I have 8,700. 8,700 was now the deposit. It is now the deposit, and that's what the question wants us to get. The question is asking about the deposit. So the deposit was 8,700. Our next example is example number 4. We do another example, example number 4. I hope you are following and you are understanding. So example number 4. For example number 4, we are going to look at KCP questions. We're going to look at KCP questions. And we start with last year's paper. That's 2019. 2019 KCP. We see what the question was all about. So I read the question. The hire purchase price of a sewing machine is made up of a deposit of 4,000 shillings and 18 equal monthly installments of 1,200 each. Wanja was allowed a 20% discount on the higher purchase price for buying the sewing machine on cash. How much money did she pay? Now, we write down what you have been given. The higher purchase price is made up of a deposit of 4,000. So we start by writing down what we have. So the deposit was 4,000. The deposit was 4,000 and 18 equal monthly installments. So we have the number of months. The number of months were 18, and then the installment was 1,200 each. So this was the monthly installment. The monthly installment. So with the deposit, with the number of months, even before we continue with the question, we can be able to calculate the total monthly installment. So we get the total monthly installment. So the total monthly installment is equals to the number of months times the monthly installment. The monthly installment. So the number of months were 18 and the monthly installment was 1,200. 1,200 times 18. So we take 18 times 12, 16, carry 1, 2, 3. We get 216. 10 times 100, we get 21,600. 21,600 is now the total monthly installment. We continue with our question. It says that Wanja was allowed a 20% discount on the higher purchase. So a discount was given on higher purchase, which was 20%. So it is 20% of the higher purchase, which was 21,600. So we calculate the discount that was given. So if this person was given a discount of 20%, it means that the cash price was below 100, meaning it's 100 now minus 20, we get 80%. Now this percentage is the one that is the percentage in which he bought that sewing machine. We are comparing the higher purchase and the cash price. So this is not correct here. Sorry for that. 21,000, let's go back a bit. 21,600 was not the true monthly installment. We get the higher purchase very fast. We know how to get this. Higher purchase, we take the deposit, which is 4,000. We add to 21,600. We get 0,0652. So 25,600. And then now he was given 20% discount from the higher purchase. So we get the 20% of 25,600. 20 out of 100 of 25,600. So 256 times 20. 12, carry 1, 10, 11, carry 1, 5. So 5,120 was the discount given. So we less from the higher purchase to get the amount that he paid on cash. 25,600 minus 5,120. We borrow 1 here, we remain with 5. 10 minus 2 is 8. 5 minus 1 . So we get 20,480. This is the amount that he paid on cash. After now he was given that discount. So we continue with the question. So the question is, how much money did she pay? How much money did she pay? So this is what the question was asking about. How much did she pay? So she paid 20,480. So we look at another question. Question number for year 2017, KCP 2017 now. Very fast. Let's look at another example. KCP 2017. So the question was, the cash price of a TV set was 22,000 shillings. Maria bought the TV on hire purchase terms. She was allowed to pay a deposit equal to 40% of the cash price and 8 equal monthly installments of 2,800. How much more did she pay than the cash price? Very good. So the cash price was 22,000 shillings. Maria bought it on hire purchase. She was allowed a deposit. She was allowed to pay a deposit equal to 40% of the cash price. 40% of the cash price. So you first of all get the deposit. So 40 out of 100 of 22,000. We multiply here. 4 times 22, we get 88. We agreed we're in class 8. 0 and 0 powers of 10. So we get 8,800. 8,800 now, that was the deposit. We continue. The question says, and 8 equal monthly installments of 2,800. 2,800. This was the monthly installments. The monthly installment. And they were 8. So the number of months were 8. How much did she pay than the cash price? Very good. Now here we get the total monthly installment. The total monthly installment. The total monthly installment, we take the monthly installment. The monthly installment times the number of months. So 2,800 times 8. We multiply. This is 64, carry 6. 16 plus 6, we get 22. We add the zeros, powers of 10. We get 22,400. 22,400 is now the total monthly installment. We get the hire purchase. So the hire purchase, so allow me to shorten HP to stand for hire purchase. To get the hire purchase, we take the deposit plus the total monthly installment. So the deposit is here, 8,800, and then we have the total monthly installment of 22,400. 22,400 plus 8,800. So we are adding 12, carry 1, 11, carry 1, 3. That 1,200. That 1,200, that was the hire purchase. Then the question was, how much more did she pay than the cash price? The cash price was 22,000. So we come and get the difference. So that 1,200, that is the hire purchase, you less 22,000, which was the cash price. 0, 0, 2. We borrow 1. This is 2, 11. 11 take away 2 is 9. So he paid 9,200 above the cash price. you can see the higher purchase is always higher. So he paid 9,200 above the cash price. Now, for the KCP questions, if you go through them, you are going to note that most of the times, or whatever they test is very simple. We can always be able to get. Now, I want to give you an assignment. Go and check question KCP 2015, 2014, and 2013. Try and do them. Try and solve them, or even the other years. Try and work out the KCP questions and find out what these people ask or what you are supposed to do. I believe you are ready. And as I wind up, remember to always read and understand the question. That is the key thing. You read and understand the question. Then break the question so that you can understand it better. Sometimes we tend to read statements that are, when they are very long, we tend to give up as pupils, and we think that that question was not meant for you. All the questions are meant for us. Break the question so that you can understand it. Then point number 3 to remember. Always write down what you have been given. Whether you know how to calculate it or not, whether you know how to solve a problem or not, first of all, write down what you have been given. After writing down what you have been given, point number 4, understand what you are required to do. What does the question require? What is the question asking, or what is the question? So, and most of the times you are encouraged even to underline the keywords in a question so that you can understand what you are required to do. And then point number 5, use the shortest method possible. In primary school, we advocate, or we advise, we use the shortest method possible. We don't have to struggle. You don't have to go for a long way to get a simple answer. Use the shortest method possible. Then another point to remember, be accurate as possible. In primary school, we only give a mark for the answer. There's no way you'll be given a point and you'll be told, the examiner will tell you that you tried, I'm going to give you one mark for the method. No. That one maybe you're going to get it in high school, but in primary school, we only give a mark for the answer. That is the correct answer. So try to be accurate as possible. And then last but not least, always try. Always trust you can. Trust you can. In most cases, when you go to exams, we all see that there's that one person that beats us. That is when you come to examination. But sometimes we don't trust ourselves. Always trust yourself that you can. And when you go with that spirit, you'll always make it, especially in mathematics. Mathematics, it is believing in yourself, believing that you can. And that is the only way that can make you succeed in mathematics. So I want to wish you well. I want to wish you well. Continue revising. Continue trying. Mathematics is about trying. Keep on trying, whether you know or you don't know, or whether you believe that, or whether you are a good performer or maybe an average performer. Keep on trying. And with practice, you are going to make it. Trust you can. Believe in yourself. And above all, pray that God will bring whatever you are facing as a country to an end, so that you can go back to school and continue with whatever we are used to. Enjoy your day. Yeah, till we meet again.